Not even close to the end, it's just beginning. Life is getting lighter while the days are getting brighter, yeah. And it's a good, I won't even worry anymore. Took all my cares, still can kick them all out the door. Go on and try, come and tell me what you're waiting for. Move and keep them going till your life is overflowing, yeah. I do a dance of victory. Cause now I'm living good, no I'm not living like I used to be. Now talk about things, talk about my mind. Now I'm free from the words that I left behind. I gotta jump for joy and shout aloud and make a sound. Oh, the world can stop me now, no. And on the music I will ride on the beat. Play my guitar while I'm stomping my feet, yeah. I gotta celebrate life and get excited about good times and good living. Come on, shout it out, hey! Take it up, take it over, take it out of control. Today I'm praying my soul and now you got me singing, oh, hey, I'm feeling fine.
Test. Some nat sound.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome again to Quarterfinal Friday at the 2017 United Healthcare U.S. Open Racquetball Championships. This is our last singles match of the day. Now let's meet our players. This young supernova is rising up the rankings with stunning speed. He not only made it through the grueling singles qualifying draw and won his first round match, but he also worked his way into the doubles qualifying. Bone-crushing power and lightning speed are hallmarks of this game. By double qualifying, he already has a U.S. Open performance to remember. However, today, he has an opportunity to become immortal with an upset victory over the King. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome from Sucre, Bolivia, Conrrado Moscoso! Describe the impact this player has had in the sport of racquetball. He's known simply as the King, completely dominating the IRT during the past 9 seasons. He's considered the greatest player to ever play the game. He's a one-man demolition crew on a racquetball court and is also one of the most gifted athletes in any sport throughout the entire world. Not only did he finish last season ranked as the #1 player for the
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the IRT Network. I'm Kelly Diesel, joined here with Uncle Charlie Pratt. Charlie, tell me who we got on here today.
Just one sec, Kelly. Wait for Kane to come out here.
King Kane.
The man himself.
Give you a look at all the lights and all the efforts that go into putting on this spectacular event. So this is our last quarterfinals.
And our referee for this afternoon's match, Scott McClellan.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, yes, we are here. Kelly, thank you for the introduction. This is Charlie Pratt. I am joined right now by Darren McNally. Some of you may know Darren from coaching Jose over the last few years. He was front and center when the Rojas brothers won the doubles last year, which was just awesome. So, Darren, thanks for coming on the mic. Appreciate it. Giving Pineda a little bit of break, but we'll have him back soon. And just wanted to catch you here and get you on the air while we could.
Thank you, Charlie. I'm looking forward to this wonderful occasion again. Doug Gannum's done a wonderful job again putting on this event, and looking forward to watching the man play the game. And, of course, Charlie, I love being on the mic with you and back on the IRT network.
McNally, we have chosen a great match to commentate here. We've got obviously the king of this game, Kane, and he's taking on Conrrado Moscoso from Bolivia, who is relatively unknown, basically completely unknown on the IRT and even the WRT, and mostly just 100% international. You know, competes at international events for his home country, and he is a lights-out player. He can shoot the ball with the best of them and move around. He's extremely exciting, but he is coming up against, a freight train.
Well, if there's anybody who can stop a freight train, that's my
Look
buzz
at that.
on this guy, too,
That-
as you can see. Very streaky player.
That's what he brings.
And can absolutely put the ball down.
Yeah.
I mean, and that's what you got to do against Kane. There's no room for error, but if you can just flat put it down, I'm looking forward to a very interesting match.
Well, you know, I mean, Kane is sometimes just big skip there from Moscoso. That might be due to the
Little bit
lights.
of nerves.
Well, you know, this is his first time on this court. Kane has played on this court more than anybody, which is going to play a huge factor into an already lopsided fight. You know, if Kane gets rolling, I don't care how good you are or how well you can hit those splats. It doesn't matter because you're going to be on the defense the whole time. But if he's lobbing like this,
Yeah, that's your opening.
another ceiling
as
ball,
well
and
you can
Conrrado gonna
contest.
bring
It's
it
your
down.
first time on the court, and a lot
called
of
good.
things that are completely different.
We might have to redo this
Do
one.
some light.
Okay, Conrrado said it was a skip.
Yep.
Good call there.
Next one.
Respect. I like that. Even Kane's given an acknowledgement of little sportsmanship.
I think Kane would probably take that if he got that call, though. Look at that shot. But I don't know what Kane's doing lob serving them, though.
You better believe it.
Oh, guess who shows up?
Hey, can I hear the infamous line from McNally? Jaeger
Bombs.
Give me one. Ready? 1, 2, 3.
Jaeger bomb.
Wow.
Brandon Baby Davies said, "Can I just get one Jaeger bomb, please?"
Oh, that's my boy.
Ball called skip.
I don't think Kane's going to take that very likely.
You know, it's a little early for a challenge at this point.
I gotta say, it's such a pleasure. I'm sitting next to a former top 8 player in the world, former USC Fight On Trojan and LA Raider, Darren McNally.
Oh, that's nice you remember. It's very few people remember. It was an L.A. Raider.
That's
not an
right.
Oakland Raider. That's wonderful. I miss the guys big time. Beautiful shot.
As an LA Raider, how do you feel about them going to Las Vegas?
As anybody, I feel sorry for the fans at Oakland
Mhm.
because they're loyal, but I think it's a good move because they will not upgrade the stadium in Oakland at all. So good luck to the Raiders, and I'm sure the fans in Vegas are really happy. They finally got a professional team.
We've seen a comeback now from Suds of the U.S. Open. Will we see a comeback of Darren McNally to the Raiders?
Yeah, no.
Wow,
That's
what
a
a
blister.
shot from Kane. Not many people can just full throttle swing a forehand like that and roll it out. Usually got to take a little off. Oh, except for Brian Pineda, sorry.
You said it, not my words.
So McNally, being the former athlete that you are, tell us a little bit about what you kind of see in Kane and just what makes him so great and some of the some of his best character. You know, there's a huge list of what he's good at, but what are the main things would you say?
Well, you can attest from all the coaching that you and I have done together over the years that in all sports, Kane has a remarkable sense of balance. And anybody who watches this sport knows that he hits the ball harder than anybody from just a pure set stance. As you can see right there, he just crushed a ball, just set his feet, got his position, and set his body and unleashed a shot that is unhittable. So in every sport, everybody will attest that if you get your body set, get your feet set, you can do anything you want with the ball.
Balance is key. So number one attribute being balance for Kane. He's obviously a very strong player. I thought Moscoso hit that for a second. Very strong individual, you know, lower half, strong legs. Really built very well.
Well, I guess being a former hockey player, he understands that last body whip where he unleashes his left hip will open first and then the body follows. And the last thing being he has really strong wrists and hands.
Look at this rally right here.
Incredible hand-eye coordination. That's what makes him, even if Kane doesn't have a bad day. That's what's amazing. Everybody in racquetball, oh, I didn't have a good day today. Well, when was that? When did that happen with Kane?
Yeah, I couldn't put the ball down.
Yeah.
Yep.
Somebody scored 6 points. That's a bad day for Kane.
I didn't win the coin flip today. It's tough.
Off to a terrible start.
And it looks like we have a timeout here from Conrrado Moscoso, so we'll take a short break in the action as well. Don't go anywhere. You're listening to a Raider, an Oregonian, and me. We'll be right back.
Welcome back, everyone. Charlie Pratt on the mic with Brian Pineda. Pineda.
There you
Sorry,
go.
I forgot
Sound
the
the
D
N.
in there.
Yep.
Brian Pineda and Darren McNally. We were fortunate to have Darren on board here. We'll do the guest commentator.
That's right.
Look at that
It's
serve from Kane.
huge.
Beautiful.
Very huge for us.
Not a good timeout there from Moscoso after a serve like that.
Burned, you only get one. That's out the window. So as we take a look at Conrrado Moscoso and see how he got to this position.
He beat Bobby Horn yesterday.
Oh, yeah.
And that was what you would call, like I said earlier, that he's a streaky player. And he got Bobby down a little bit, and next thing you know, he started rolling balls, and Bobby had no defense for it. That's why he's here and Bobby's not.
You know, and he's experiencing his first pro match on the show court against the greatest player of all time. It cannot be a comfortable. So I guarantee he's never felt like this before, which is basically close to helpless.
Well, you can agree. You get in this glass fish bowl. Everybody's watching you. There's no angle that anybody can't see. And you're playing the man. The ball's going faster than you've ever seen it
Even
go
Kane
before.
can't take that one.
Wow, I've never seen that.
I thought he thought about it.
Hold on, time out.
This is just, that was great. This is respect.
He definitely thought about it, though.
Well,
Some
it's
little
there's
moral.
not a lot on the line right now.
So Conrrado Moscoso had to go through Thomas Carter in the round. He started in the round
tough.
128, by the way, you
That's
guys.
a tough first match for
Okay.
both guys, for sure.
Conrrado then has to play Jose Ubilla after winning 3 straight over Thomas. Wins 3 convincing games over Jose, 11-2, 11-1, 11-5. Into the round of 32 now he goes. He starts out with a tough round of 32. David Bobby Horn, who's on the up and up, right? He's won a WRT event. He gets to a semi in LA. He goes to Vegas. He's in 3 finals in Vegas in the outdoor event. So he's having a great year so far. Takes out Horn in 3. 11-7, 12-10, 11-8. Well contested.
3
but 3
matches,
straight.
hasn't dropped a game yet.
Right. Then he has to play Andre Parrilla, who's another guy making a semifinal, having 2
Look at that
solid
shot.
straight years. Goes the distance of 5. 11-4, 11-5, 8-11, 2-11, 11-8. A tough 5-gamer. And now we see he's playing the world great #1. And as you mentioned, Charlie, first time on the fishbowl.
Yeah, even if it's your 20th time on that court or 100th,
Wow.
there's only look at that. Well, I mean, his pinches are so nasty, so
yeah,
flat.
and Kane's all over it.
I was just
but
going to say,
down is down.
how
Well-
did he know to go to that spot, too? It had to be perfect. It's uncanny what Kane, how he can predict that shot.
Well, he was kind of left out. I mean, you're right.
Yeah.
But it's basically 50-50 at that point. He knows he loves to shoot that pinch, so he might as well run over there. He's kind of hung out. He's hung out to dry. Might as well just pick a side and maybe something miraculous happens, which it does half the time.
So Kane, his road to succession here in the quarterfinals of the 2017 U.S. Open. Edward Portillo from San Luis Potosí, 11-6, 11-9, 11-9. Then goes on to play the Minnesota Viking, Jake Bredenbeck. That one goes 11-3, 11-4, 11-4.
Great get.
So you're getting that sense of Kane is beginning the steamroll. He's getting better and better every match. And here he is taking on what could be the #1, #2 player out of Bolivia with contention in respect to the Keller brothers. But he's really carping his team of Bolivia. Look who's left in the quarterfinals here.
Well,
Yeah.
like a Kane, it's interesting in how good he is. Now, normally you would be relaxed. This kid's never played here before, but even Kane's letting him know, I'm Kane. Look at the shots he's pulling off. And just
He's
putting
toying.
the pressure on him.
He's playing with his food right
he's
now.
giving him the full accompaniment. Power,
Playing with his food.
dinks.
You know, Darren, you brought up a great thing about creativity. That's a sense of it. We call it playing with his food, but there it is right there. He gets a 3-wall boast that probably against 95% of the professional field goes for a winner for Conrrado Moscoso. Kane's all over it, got a beat on it, then sends a mid-high 3-wall, sending Moscoso back after diving, then to a squash lob, and then finishes with a touch in the front.
With the touch shot. I mean, it's the full accompaniment of shots. That's what makes him so incredible, and that's why he doesn't lose very often. That's like
Games.
very.
That's why he doesn't lose games
Yeah.
very often.
Not at all.
Coin flips, about
Every
where it
once in a
goes,
while.
Yeah. It's such a novelty of the younger generation to really fall in love with the splat. But when you hit it that good, you know, how do you train yourself to start really focusing on down the line? It's not that he can't hit it, but it's more of an adult move to use angles and down the line, the experience. That splat is just phenomenal, though.
I was just commenting on Sudsy the other day, and to players that are watching an old veteran, how he's willing to and understand that everybody has a splat shot, but I watched Sudsy go 3, 4, 5 times straight down the line, backhand, and kept the pressure on that side of the court because he understood in time you're going to get what you want.
You'd
And
get
he
there.
won a lot of points that way this weekend.
I want to say hello to Iron Michael Orr, new daddy of planet Earth. His young lady, Rocio Yepes, gave birth to Michael Sebastian Orr.
Well, congratulations, and we all know that I was happy to give Iron Mike or that nickname, and I miss him terribly.
We all do.
He's one of my favorite people in all the world.
Can you imagine if he was here with us?
Oh, the fort. Oh boy,
That would be truly illegal.
they'd have to call in the National Guard without a doubt. That's a given.
Destruction of Minneapolis. Too much laughter. You know, I'm looking at these quarterfinals, Pineda. First of all, Moscoso doing a great job here. You know, I know Kane is still dominating 10-4, and that's an amazing shot. Makes it look easy.
Just
But the
he's
footwork-
caught. He's caught. His footwork was wrong. He got caught deep into the corner, but he's still strong enough and creative enough to blast it down the line
Right.
for a winner.
You're talking about maybe
Balance.
6 to 8 inches at tops. It was from the sidewall.
Right.
He is so finite down the line that he can send it down the line, but then kiss the sidewall 3/4 of the way down.
It's just incredible.
Good point, Pineda. Goes back to what you were saying about the balance, McNally.
Mm-hmm.
But, you know, Conrrado Moscoso still, you know, hanging in there. Look at that behind the back. Replay called. Probably a good call.
I think that's
give
going to
him
be
the-
a stare down with Kane.
The benefit of the
How
doubt.
do you hit a pass shot and get a in the
Replay.
way? That doesn't work for me.
But, you know, 10-4, this isn't a blowout by any means. And, you know, what we know about Moscoso is if he gets the swing on the ball, he's going to put the ball away more often than not, like if he really gets that setup.
Well, as you all know, Kane has multiple levels that he plays at, and the fact that he's respecting him enough to give him the full drive serve, and that is Kane's strength. As well, when I'm coaching Hosey, we know that there's levels of Kane, and when Kane wants to make sure you're in the match is when you get all his drive serves. Then he respects what you're about to do, and until you do something with it, you're going to get pounded by 100-mile-an-hour fastballs.
You better believe it. Speaking of getting pounded, we're going to pound you with a couple of our sponsors. Don't go anywhere. You're watching the Pounding IRT Network.
Hi, Mr. Powers. Thanks for calling United Healthcare.
Hi, I need your help. I've been trying to find a knee specialist, but nobody has it opening for months.
Mr. Powers?
You can't always control your feelings,
Oh, I found one in network next Tuesday.
but choosing United Healthcare can help you control your care.
Thanks, Stephanie.
I see on our preventive checklist you're due for a colonoscopy. It's covered at no additional cost to you.
Great. No green.
United Healthcare.
And welcome back to the IRT Network. We're here live in downtown Minneapolis at the Target Center for the 22nd rendition of the United Healthcare U.S. Open of Racquetball. I'm Brian Pineda, your host on the IRT Network. This is our fourth quarterfinal, and you're tuning in with special guest Charlie Pratt, who'll be joining us, but most special, Darren McNally. Fight on, Darren.
Fight on. I'd like to give a shout out to my brother Ty Kelly back at home.
Oh, yeah.
Wish he could be here right now, but we'll have him back next year, and maybe we'll have him on the network with us, as that would be a lot of fun.
Oh,
I miss
boy.
my brother.
He's a great personality, that Ty. And a very understanding wife, that one.
So, Brian, as we start this second game, Kane's kind of handled him pretty well.
Yep.
But I give Conrrado credit. 4 points on his very first match against the man. And not just give me points. He put him down. He looked really good when he did it. And Kane stuck with his very hard drive serve, which means he respects what's going on and is not going to take him lightly. That's
Right.
how I see it.
Charlie Pratt, welcome back.
Thank you.
Game 2, Kane serves. 0 serving 0.
Anthony at Heroes. Glad you're watching, buddy.
Now here comes one of the best lob serves in racquetball.
Oh, jeez.
It was nothing near one of the best lobs, but for sure. I know what you're saying, though. He does have that.
It's one of his underrated points. People don't. He hits such a good drive serve, but he actually has one of the very best lobs.
Oh, yes, that's true. I guess when you think of all the assets that Kane has in his game, lob serves is not maybe one that comes to mind, but you're right. He has a great lob serve. Just like when you think Sudsy, like I believe Sudsy has a great forehand also, but he's mostly known for his backhand, so people don't really mention his forehand.
I'm a big fan of the lob as well,
Look at the way Kane can get back on balance that quickly on a jam serve. He was obviously going left, spun completely 360 around, and got back into position to basically hit a winning shot. It was called a foot fault.
Stacy Wittenberg says, Darren, miss you in outdoor racquetball in Oregon.
Hi, Stacy. Miss you too.
Big
question, you guys. Do you think that Kane, because he reads the ball so well and moves so quickly, that he actually overruns balls and that he gets caught out of position but is able to recoup better than anybody?
Yeah, absolutely. I do, Dan. Sorry for the delay on that, but you're absolutely right. He can adjust so well. He's on top of that one. Wow.
Golly.
See, with Hosey, we try to move Kane and try to keep him going in a circle, and then to make sure we try to finish with somewhere on the backhand and get him to move his feet. And it's amazing how many times you can catch him off guard, but his recovery and his strength, he hits miraculous shots even when he's out of position. That's what makes it incredible. It's just incredible what he does.
I mean, people ask what it takes to beat Kane, and it just takes perfect execution. You can't hit the ball anywhere near him because he's not going to give the match to you with poor shots. You know, Moscoso here, and that I mean that's what you have to do, right? You have to, and you have to hit amazing shots, basically. And nobody at this moment comes up with enough of those rallies to put points on the board and to win games against him. It's a tall task, that's for sure.
Well, in his subtlety, he doesn't give you many shots that you can set up and do something with.
But here's a drive serve on the way, you know, and then there's a setup immediately on defense, immediately. And then easy pickings, just slamming forehands.
Oh,
that's a rare miss.
Yeah, very rare. I mean, normally
you know what?
Rolls that out.
He picked that plum too ripe.
Too soon?
It wasn't a hanging fruit.
So, you know, looking at these quarterfinals, I'm going to pull it up right now. Give me just 1 second. Sorry.
Would you look at it? Ooh. That was a great serve.
So we've got Conrrado Moscoso as a 24 seed playing here in one of the quarters. Sudsy Monchik was
a
21 seed. Alex Londa is the 11 seed. And Javier Mar, the 23 seed. So we've got the 21, 23, 24, and 11 seeds all in the quarterfinals. I mean, that just says something to the depth of this game. That only half of the players are actually in. It's the top 4 players, but everyone after that,
wide open.
You've got 3 in the 20s, and the other one is what, the 11 seed. None of those guys on paper are supposed to make it to the quarterfinals, but half of the people.
No, that just tells you I think racquetball's in for some really exciting years.
What a shot.
There is no one there's the top 3 or 4 like you're saying, but after that it's wide open.
Well, let's talk about the white elephant in the room too. Imagine how much tighter this would be if finance wasn't a concern or a roadblock like we see it in racquetball.
Yeah, very true. Well, I mean, or how competitive it would be winning these tour stops if Kane were not on tour. That would be a dogfight.
In tennis, as we say to our cousin sport, the top 1,000 is tough to crack. Then you talk about the top 500, the top 200, the 100, from 99 to 50, 50 to about 25, and then from there you've got to be one of the best in the world.
Well, Charlie, you've been at the
Oh no, that did not just happen.
You've been at the top half of
cue
the
that
sport
one up
for a while, and your consistency is well noted. Not too many people can say they've been at the top as long as you have, and now you see this really large young group of young players coming up with some real skill. It's not just 1 or 2. We're talking what you just explained. There's 10, 12 guys that are coming from all over the world that have real skill. And how do you train or compete to get ready for guys that you really don't know anything about?
Right. Oh, you really just try to make yourself better. Study yourself because no,
stop it.
We had the other shot on replay. We're just gonna throw that one in the trash.
That's not even what we're talking about.
Bye.
And we're gonna look at that one.
That's a total. I'm disappointed it was only number 2 this week on the top 10. I'm going for number 1.
That one might be. I think Kane at this point, he's not even after the titles anymore. He's just after number 1s on the top 10.
That's a bad man right there.
That's not even fair.
Well, again, caught out of position, makes an incredibly athletic move and creates a shot that nobody else can do.
He lives for moments like that because he is just so skilled that the normal walkthroughs of this game for him is, the
just
serve,
routine.
return, kill is maybe getting stagnant. Misses one there. Moscoso all over that.
That's a certain amount of creativity from Moscoso as well.
From guys like this, the one thing that maybe a guy like me has is experience, I guess. More years playing on the pro level, and you really just try to make yourself better. There's so much talent out there, you can't really train for one person. Good serve there. Or for, you just need to make sure your whole game is there. Every serve, every shot on both forehand and backhand, your service return for whatever serve, because you never know what you're going to face.
Well, it's like we talked about when we used to train together, that you develop your game. Everybody who's listening out there, you can emulate a Kane or Charlie or a Rocky, but inevitably you have your own strengths and you have your own weaknesses, and it's up to you with all your training and everything that you learn with film or anybody you train with, that it's still got to be your game and what you're good at.
And
you develop that.
Film is huge in that. Pineda and I talked about that earlier.
I'm a big thing of film.
It's just completely necessary at all high levels of any sport. You have to be able to watch yourself and critique yourself
So
and
pure.
understand. That's amazing, yeah. Watch yourself and tell yourself that you're really bad at all these things. Ultimately be very critical and go back in the gym, go back on the court and work on all those things that you see, and then you come back to the next tournament even better than you were. Oh boy, we've got
Look at that.
Serious points going.
Kane got a little
Moscoso with
taste
the
of
head
himself.
nod.
I love it. There's personality. I'm telling you, this is.
I gotta
they
say,
Don Ellis believes this is one of the guys that can really take it to Kane. The more and more he gets,
more seasoned, right? More familiarity.
I watched Moscoso play in, I believe it was the World Championships in Colombia, and
now, how old is he?
It's like 21, maybe. But he played Rocky. This is a year or two ago. played Rocky in the semifinals
Looks
of
like
the
he hurt
Worlds.
his wrist.
Little equipment or something fell out or something. I think he's all right, but he played Rocky in an extremely tight match. I don't know if you guys saw that, but Rocky could have easily lost in 2. It was like 15-12, 15-13. They split the games. And Moscoso was in it all the way to the end of each game. And then the tiebreaker, same thing, very close. And I think Rocky closed it out at like 11-4. Just went on a nice streak at the end. I think Moscoso just ran out of gas. It was like a 2.5-hour match. But had Rocky on the fence as a 20-year-old and showed no fear. No, he didn't care who he was playing. He was out there to beat him. Played his game. Was hitting ridiculous shots, and you kind of see the head nod. He obviously has the right attitude for
I can
to
see
play at this level.
A real no fear. He trusts in his skills, and he's going to let you know that he's here to play.
Very respectful
Oh,
player, in my opinion, too. He's especially for his age.
So it's like I say, when you come to play somebody, he's a tough out. And that fear factor alone makes you work harder.
Great get there. Kane with the setup. Misses that pinch. Moscoso with the... Kane... Conrrado right in this game comes up with a few more points and might get pretty interesting. I think Kane was saying he lost that ball on the glass a little bit. I could see that. That was a pretty easy backhand for him normally and just misjudged that.
This got to be one of the tougher courts to hit any shot because of that glass.
Even foot fault, late foot fault call. Even on setups in this court, it's tough. Even if it's right in the middle of the court, away from the glass. The lighting is different. I was hitting on there on the first day, and just hitting normal ceiling balls and trying to kill it, and missed hitting it and.
That's the experience of the court. You have to. It's different from any other court in the world, and where you're in your traditional spots doesn't work. You actually have to hit the ball and move to an angle just so you have the right vision to create the next shot. You can't just assume this is just down the line. You actually have to move to see the ball better.
Here's something I just noticed as well, you guys. Conrrado, as opposed to most of the guys that I see playing Kane, almost every other guy gives him any shot that he wants, almost like even the three-wall reverse pinch, right? Conrrado is literally giving him all he's allowed to have down the line cross court, so he's taking away a good portion of Kane's creativity as well, which is I think that's going to not rattle, but it's going to disturb Kane a little bit. He likes when people just put the tail between their leg and give him every single shot. Conrado's playing him the way he's supposed to.
Yeah, only Hosey last year was really crowding him and not giving Kane room. And then when Kane tried to crowd to him, he got popped a couple times. Hosey was actually like,
take one.
I'm going to take one. You're going to have to take this because you're crowding me too much. So I saw a lot of that. Kane was giving Hosey more respect than he ever had before. But I think I see this going on with this kid. Kane's really liking what's going on. New fresh face, and he's playing him hard. Here it comes. Nice
Kane with the complete offense, and it's only a matter of time, really.
Yeah. Right. I mean, he's shooting from the backcourt, so Conrrado, with his length, is able to cover better. But when you put Kane as the mayor of Plumville right in the service box, it's done. Done deal.
When he's setting his feet from center court, you just enjoy the ride because it's just going to be a long one.
Or a short one, a short day, really. We do have a good game here. I mean, it's 4 serving 5. Kane, can't remember the last time he was down in a game.
Maybe Hosey and Fresno. That's about it.
It's always Hosey, isn't it? They're only 2 on tour or something. Oh, okay. Should not have missed that.
I hope we'll have Mr. Rojas back on, not maybe on tour, but we're hoping to have Hosey playing tournaments pretty soon.
Yeah, the Rojas brothers dearly missed here for sure, as they would have been returning champs of the doubles. I mean, that was a great victory to see them go through that, beat the returning champs of Kane and Ben in spectacular fashion. I remember when they walked into the whatever the Irish pub is upstairs. They walked in there, all the fans were in there grabbing a drink, and they got this standing ovation from everyone in the bar. It was pretty cool. I think everybody really liked that.
You know, respectfully, I get it. Marky is in a different place in his life. He found his career and everything. One thing I'll say, and I love the Rojas brothers. Super respectful people. Grew up watching him, all that kind of stuff. I personally, from a critical standpoint, don't want to see Jose Rojas come back until he's ready to come back. I want him to live and breathe the racquetball if he's going to come back.
As always, that's inevitably up to Jose. I am the coach, but it's up to Jose and his heart and what he wants to do. I miss him terribly. Charlie, the boys won last year, but what a lot of people don't know is Charlie Pratt and Dylan Reed played Jose and Markey to a 9-11 tiebreaker.
Crazy.
And Charlie Pratt was playing out of his mind. And believe me, if it weren't for a couple of missed shots by Dylan at the end, it would have been Charlie and Dylan Reed playing in that semifinal other than the boys.
So I got a hilarious, I'm glad you mentioned that, but so the Rojas brothers won, and they were hugging each other, and they were crying a little bit. And I was walking out of the stadium area, and I got a text from Dylan that said, "You see, Charlie, that could have been us crying and hugging each other on the tennis channel." Crying and hugging each other on the tennis channel.
A well-known fact that people don't know, Charlie Pratt is one of the best double players in the world. And
we had a good, we made a good team. Dylan and I trained together at the time. We were both out of the same club, and we were working out together and practicing. And a lot of people, nobody really knows. He actually sprained his ankle really bad a week before the tournament, was wearing an ankle brace the whole time. And, that's never fun. Didn't seem to slow him down. He made the round of 32 in singles, lost to De La Rosa. What can you do there? But then made the open singles final, lost to Mario Mercado. No shame there in 2 close games. And then, performed really well in the doubles. A lot of people might just think of Dylan as he's a high open player. He doesn't play many pro events or has had much pro success, but if you get him in the doubles court, he's a pro level player, and we had a great day that day. It was just a super competitive match, and a lot of fun.
Well, I coach Dylan now, and the question that I guess everybody's asking is, why didn't Charlie Pratt play with Dylan Reed again?
It's a good question. I moved to Florida for a job, and Dylan also moved out of Portland, just an hour or so out, but he doesn't play, and we were training together, which is why we decided to play. And we probably should have played again this year, but I think part of the reason we did last year was because we were training together, and I think just now that we both moved, and he was a little less involved in racquetball, I just didn't sign up this year. Personally, I don't know. Are we going to go to a commercial break?
We are not going to go to a commercial break, but you finish your thought, and I was just going to bring up an interesting fact. You keep going.
Well, I'm just going to bring this up. I know we love the doubles stuff, but after this year, personally, I don't think I'm going to play doubles anymore. If I'm going to play singles, it's very tempting, and doubles is really fun, but if you're really going after doing your best in singles, how could doubles possibly help with that? How could you say I'm glad I played doubles because I did so well in singles? Sometimes maybe a good warm-up match or something is good, but ultimately you're just making yourself more tired. That was my thought. I don't know what you guys think about players playing both events.
Well, for pure entertainment, if you ask anybody, for the most part, everybody loves doubles. Everybody loves men doubles. If you remember last year, this place was absolutely packed. It was a packed house, and everybody was rocking and rolling, and doubles is exciting. I think doubles sells the sport more for a pure excitement factor. Yeah, there's not as much money in it, but it really brings people into the sport.
I completely agree. I just, how many people are going to make it really far in singles and doubles?
Oh, I hate that call.
The replay?
That's a malignant McKellen right there. All right?
A malignant McKellen.
McClellan.
Him too.
Yeah.
So I was just going to say, interesting fact, we're approaching the 40-minute mark. On average, Kane is usually done with his matches. Matches are done over, handshake, post-interview, shower, warm-down, massage at about 36 minutes.
He's
I
already
thought it was
eating.
27.
36.
36.
Massage. You got to the massage. 15-minute massage, though. At that point, though, we're in the second game, near the end of the first half and going into the latter. And here's Moscoso standing right now, being ultra competitive.
There it is.
That's a good serve, too.
That was
in all
one
fairness,
of Kane's very good hard serves, and he just destroyed it. And that's why Kane's like, all right, a little respect.
Little rattle of the
Yeah.
cage right there. Even he's scratching his head like, okay.
I guarantee Kane will probably come out with a Z serve on the next one just to change the pace.
in all fairness, too, I think, aren't we going off, didn't we do the intros? We recorded the intros.
I'm combining all of that into my stats.
All right. Intros are
So
at
it's
least
26 minutes.
Hey, this is
I do my
whatever.
math
That's the
when I'm
time that I
coaching.
go off of. This is usually where my home is, and
Great shot.
I'm
Look
giving
at
that advantage to every player.
Perfect down the line.
My favorite shot.
It is very nice when someone
It's a
executes
great
the
Jack
perfect.
Cusack. Favorite shot. Told you the Z. Gonna go a little crack. Didn't go back to that drive because he jumped on it so much.
Yep.
So being a smart player that he is, just kind of changed it a little bit. Here comes that drive again.
Ooh, good angle on that serve.
Like I haven't read Kane. So many hours of film.
I would have thought he'd go Z on that. Personally. Conrrado was up 5-3 at one point. It is now 9-5, 6-0 run for Kane.
Once again, we talked about the ability of the top four and how they can stop their opponent from scoring and run a plethora of plums to their score.
Kane with forehand from back deep. Now
Center
the easy
court. It's over.
easy backhand shot there.
Don't
And
let
Conrrado
that
with
man get to center court.
Conrrado with a good ceiling ball. Kane shooting an overhead, but just takes a little off it, puts it perfect down the line, gets
Nothing
the setup.
off the black glass. That's all. Kane's real strength is nothing ever comes off the back glass. And as well, that's as players, you got to dig it out, and you're always on the defense.
Forehand setup.
Is
Game
always
2
there.
goes to Kane. 11-5. Good match so far, though. It's great to see Moscoso in here and battling it out. We're going to take a break here, come back for Game 3 and our final quarterfinal of the evening.
Jaeger
Stay tuned.
bomb.
Oh, bonus coverage of the Jaeger bomb. We'll be right back.
With United Healthcare, you can get rewarded for all kinds of things, like walking.
Hey, honey.
Dad, where's the car?
Thought we walk.
It's counting steps.
Walk, move, and earn money.
Dad!
Hey, we want to welcome everyone to the father-daughter dance. Look at his dad, he's got to move.
Money you can use on out-of-pocket medical expenses.
He's okay. Yeah.
United Healthcare.
There are no shortcuts to the top. Do you have what it takes? Desire is something within you, and only you. For when the ground falls from your feet, will you be the one to rise up? It's a long road to the top, but that's just what it takes to become pro.
And welcome back to the IRT. I'm Brian Pineda, joined with fellow hosts and special guests Charlie Pratt and Darren McNally. Fight on.
Fight on.
It's been a great match so far. Go ahead, Pratt.
Well, I was going to
get
say
it in
the
there.
same thing. I don't know. We're just on the same page right now, Pineda.
We're agreeing. This is weird.
As the day goes on, we've seemed to level out a little bit.
You two are agreeing on stuff?
Right.
At first, we couldn't agree on anything.
Well, that's
bacon,
normal.
seitan.
You brought up seitan, not I. Bringing it way back to the first match.
Darren asked me after going 31 days of straight vegan, which I lost 21 pounds in 31 days, what was your first meal when you got back? From the fresh deli section, 1 pound of bacon.
Wow. All that work down the drain. I guess
Just
you did
in
lose
one
21
serving.
I mean, that's in 1 month, 21 pounds. That's 21 pounds of bacon you lost.
Yeah, better believe it. By the way, Lon says hello to Brian and Charlie. Lon's a great lady, great supporter of racquetball. You'll find her on Facebook. I suggest you all friend her. She's constantly sharing international, national videos of racquetball and our friends from around the world, and overall just a great human being.
I hope she likes bacon.
She does. I don't know about that serve. That's a suspect serve anyways.
An appeal has been made, so we're going to cue that up.
I don't think that was close. It went right in the ground, didn't
Not
it?
sure. I mean, his racket hit the ground, but
Yeah.
we'll see what we see here on the, more importantly, what Scott sees on the instant replay. Okay, we're going to fast forward a little bit here. And back a little bit. And a little bit more back. Okay, let's check this out here.
What a great mechanic. That's a scooper if I've ever seen one.
Big time.
I mean,
One look wonder, sees what he saw.
Well, you know, or he just didn't see anything. He's got to stick with the call. You mean he saw what he saw?
Not a chance. He sees what he saw.
He saw what he didn't see.
And Kane's letting him know and that
Well,
he
you
saw
know,
something completely different.
I just didn't see it skip. I mean, I probably did, or maybe he just hit his racket on the ground. You know how it goes.
I do.
Had a few skips in your life, McNally?
Just a couple.
And that's the
I like
last thing you want
that.
to do is leave yourself out
See
to
that
dry.
little bit of that ounce of fire right there? Moscoso not happy with his touch shot not staying down.
No.
I appreciate that. He takes it personal.
Kane's unleashing his powerful serve when he really wants to get his game going. I don't know if you guys know, he likes to drive it really hard to the corner on the this forehand side. And when that serve starts going, he is as dangerous as he ever is. It's so powerful and fast. And being a lefty, it's hard to read.
Great shot there.
That's just a great shot.
Moscoso has a very quick, like, wrist snap. I don't know if you noticed that. You know, he's very quick to get from set.
Yeah, striking ability is there's not a lot of motion.
Racket head speed
Yeah,
in
and
general.
it's just, he snaps through it.
Right, and you just don't really have any time to predict anything like that.
You know, Darren, as a guy who enjoys video,
That kind of stuff right
probably
there.
even a little more than you, because I watch this all the time. One thing I think a lot of players make a mistake on is they become so robotic. Same shots, every situation, this is my go-to. Conrrado, on the other hand, in this match, has done a great job of mixing up. You notice Kane couldn't even twitch at that last splat because he's thinking he's going down the line. He took one step, and the next thing you know, he just stops as it splats. So he's done a great job of keeping the variety fresh.
Well,
I think Charlie hit it on the nail on the head because of his quick hand speed, and there's no predictability in his shot. It's because his hands are so fast. Racket's moving, the racket head's moving, it's hard to read.
Great shot. That can play well on this court, too, because even if you're used to this court, even if you're Kane or Rocky or Alvaro, the guys who've played here more than anyone, you're still going to lose that ball for a split second when somebody's ripping it. Wow, great get. Conrrado still in this rally. Great get there, too.
Sweet.
Not going to get that one, though.
It's so sweet. The core strength on that shot for that angle. It's not just using your arm and flailing like a bunch of hacky onskas out there. Literally, that's by design. Lifts his feet off the floor so he can get that perfect core control.
And, you know, if anyone knows core strength, it's Brian Pineda.
You better believe it.
Who does that?
I don't know.
Just takes a ball, cutting across the court and just rips it into the corner.
Who does that?
That's a nice cutter. That's a Seti cutter Sark, I
I've seen
believe.
Pineda do it on an occasion, but not with such authority.
That was.
Yeah, see,
Talk
he's
about
trying
wrist,
to warm that serve up.
Talk about wrist flick.
He's a fillet master. He's a sorcerer with the stick. He's a magician.
Here we go. The analogy
with the Momentum Procanics racket. All right.
I don't remember Kane missing this many first serves. That's what's interesting.
Yeah, I mean that's what constitutes a bad day for Kane is like
exactly
a few too many short serves or something.
Well, as you know, on this court, what you want to do is drive the ball on the center where the brace is, because that has the most pop, and he's missing that spot where he normally hits. And he's just dialing it in. I think in the finals he will have that spot. You're right. I've never seen him miss this many first serves.
Well, and then
I'm sure Whittington will have a talk with him.
Well, how about this? How many times have we seen his serve handled at this high of a rate to the point where he's getting sided out like that?
That's just like that? Yeah.
Now, granted, that's a lob, but still.
Well, Moscoso's, yeah, he's returning really well.
I mean, I've seen so many times where Kane's serve isn't where he's going. They're left up for plums in the backcourt, but people don't do enough with it, so he gets rewarded for his mistakes. I love it. I love it.
Oh, see? Nice shot. It's almost like he punched at that instead of swinging. He just kind of snapped down on it.
Ooh.
Oh, no.
See, stop that.
A wizard with the racket.
It's true. It's true.
That's great stuff.
Tries to fool him with a off speed over to the left, and Kane just makes him look silly.
It's a great angle
there. And if he rolls this out like he did, and we talked about, that was almost a perfect example. What do you have to do to beat Kane? You got to do that right there. You got to get him on defense immediately with basically a perfect pass, and then roll out your next opportunity. Because you're not going to rely on, rolling the ball out off of his serve. You can't rely on that. But you have to get a good pass in. And you can't serve a lob serve to his forehand and expect to beat him either.
And a rare moment, the ball's coming off the back wall with Kane's serve. He's hitting it shorter and hitting it long. And this is, in Kane's day, this is a bad day.
A little bit,
He's going to drive that to the corner again.
Another short, yeah.
Another one's short. So something's not very Kane-like, as we would say.
Think about this, Darren. And this is something I've looked at for quite some time. 53 minutes on the recording, right? So let's call it 43 minutes, 48 minutes in gameplay. When's the last time he's been there? What I've found too is his body, everything from the serve, it starts rising, the shots don't stay down. He starts relying on the line more for winners than he does for the creative and pin shots and all that kind of and flat rollouts. As time progresses and gets longer, so do Kane's legs. He's such a strong guy on the legs, but he relies on them that the mechanics start breaking down. He's the greatest of all time, but doesn't mean he's not human.
Well, that the longest match that I know of is when Hosey played him in Fresno. It was an hour and a half, and that was a 3-gamer. but it took forever. I think 2 games went 12-14, stuff like that. And you're right. It was Kane had to rely on his serve, but the rallies, he started finally getting tired. And what we tried to get to is get Kane to 4 or 5, and that serve was just enough to keep him, to winning the match. So if anybody, when was the last time Kane went 5? Does anybody know?
I want to say the last time I saw him go 5 was in San Diego against Rocky, where Rocky had game point, and it could have been in game 3 or 4 at 9-10 serving 6. Kane comes out. He's inside the weight room where I'm stretching at, and I hear him, and he comes in there, and he is he like a kid whose Christmas present was shoved down the toilet on Christmas Day.
What an analogy.
He's getting cracks. He's getting ace serves. He's getting all the calls. And Jim Winterton just reminds I didn't hear exactly what the words were, but I have to imagine, it's Jim being a coach and just saying, hey, remind yourself of who you are, where you've come from, and all the work you've put in. Literally gets in there, sides out Rocky, gets to like 9-10. Rocky's back in the box, sides him out again, and wins 12-10, goes on to win the match.
Wow.
Oh boy.
Look at that.
The amount of, between the legs and behind the backs and crazy pinches in this match is a top 10 right here. You're right, though, Pineda. This match has gone on longer than normal.
Oh, my Lanta, that's great.
Another good get. He's going to take that pinch away. That's good. That's something you mentioned. That's big. Huge fist pump, too.
Okay, you know what else I see, too, and I have been noticing it, and it looks so familiar, and I'm just getting it now? I'm a huge fan of the agility of Waselenchuk. One of the things that goes unnoticed about him, they just say great mover, it's his agility. Conrrado has that same kind of agility, that same spur in his legs, or in his feet.
Illegal drive serve called. It's a screen serve, crossing that second red line.
That's a rare call. Way to be on that, Pratt.
So, be interesting to see how the rest of this match goes. Moscoso with the big fist pump and the scream afterward. Usually Kane, when he hears something like that, gets a little fired up.
And hits
probably
rip down the line.
I wouldn't be surprised if this ends 11-5 and no more points for Conrrado. But he has done a great job. I mean, the scores, it's definitely more than what most people get on Kane at this day and age. But a lot of side outs here and there, a lot of good long rallies. Maybe Kane's a little off. He's hitting more drive serves than he normally would. So he's definitely putting more
the
energy
greatness
into
of Kane. Never played this kid. Doesn't know exactly what to expect. Not having his best day. And he's still holding a very good opponent to 4, 5, 5, and who else can do that?
Now he basically closes, because each game has been close at some point. Well, the first game was not really, but the second they were it was 5-3, and Kane won 11-5, and here it's 6-5. So it's.
Well, nobody scores more 5, 6 points faster than Kane.
True. Oh yeah,
so
in a minute this match could be over. Probably from things like this. Yep, easy ceiling ball. It's just a mental error. Mental error. You cannot
do that.
No, you're not going to beat Kane with good ceiling balls.
No.
You need a
The
sack
next
up.
thing you know, he gets a
alone-
good drive serve, then a Z serve, then a pinch, and next thing you know, your game match is over.
Right. And that's how he has to treat this, especially being down 2 games. Just because the score says 6-5, you need to treat that like it's 10-5. Every time you make a mistake, that's the match. You can't have those mental lapses. And I take that personal as a fan of Conrrado, because I know he knows better than that. But Charlie's 100% spot on. It's got to be fatigue at this point. He's played a very physical match.
More than usual, yeah, and Conrado's shot making
he's getting
ability.
tired.
Yeah. Well,
Well, anybody who plays Kane knows that you have to have your A game, and it has to be sustained for a long period of time, because he's relentless. That's how great he is.
Right. And on top of that, We're talking about a guy that started in the round of 128. Oh, he also had to go through the qualifier in doubles. Oh, he's also in the open doubles. Oh, he made the main draw of the pro doubles.
Open doubles, I don't know what he's doing in that division, to be honest.
Getting practice, probably for Worlds with his doubles partner.
Beating scrubs like Pineda. Pineda, I'm just kidding, okay?
No, you're not.
Well, let's talk about how
you're not.
many people the WRT has playing today and the depth. 20 people. Pablo brought a bunch of people in, and they're doing very well. And they had to play a lot of matches, and they represented the WRT and played very well, Pineda included, last night at the end. But I will compliment Brian on his eyewear last night. Don't think we didn't notice the old school.
You better believe it.
Yeah, that was great. Pineda had the old school, like, Rubens.
I saw Drew Kostick when he's playing Cliff Swain when he wins that game with the sliding diving knee. I was like, I want to try those. They're Omegas, by the way, if you remember that company. I'm going to wear those.
They're a collector's item.
You better believe it.
One of the greatest pictures of all time was Charlie Pratt and Brian Pineda with the long socks, the short shorts, got the headbands and the old rackets. Very retro.
Right, don't forget the moose knuckles. Those are the best part about the whole thing.
Red, wooden racket. The wooden racket, like taking it way back.
Well, let's look into the future tonight. Ben Croft will be playing with Kane in doubles, and
that's right. We're going strong. We're just getting started here, Pinades.
Oh, I saw the beer fridge is fully stocked. This can be a real Friday night in downtown Minneapolis.
So many more plums.
So will Kane be able to play the Iron Man role again this year? I know that's we relied on that last year and backed Kane up, and we're able to surpass the Kane and Ben train.
I think. Oh no, that did not just happen.
Jeez,
wow.
Man.
The reverse forehand boast. It was a great serve. Not much you could do with it, but that.
What a timeout.
So, no, I think Kane and Ben are not playing the I formation anymore. I think that was when Ben was, really hurt, injured, and, it just didn't work out for them. That was the worst Ben had looked in, really, his entire pro career, and I think in the last year he must have rehabbed it much better, and it's probably just gotten better over time. And
well, last night's game was pretty sloppy. It was crazy all over the place, and it looked like Ben hurt his stomach or his stomach muscle last night. I don't know if there's any validity to that.
We'll see. They're playing. Who do they play?
Yeah, I think that's actually a good shot. As much as I like to see the extent of this match, I believe that was a good shot.
It's an interesting argument to happen. Good thing I'm not out there. I'd be heckling right about now.
So I guess he doesn't have an appeal, and he's...
Nope.
5-38.
Oh, that's tough. Tough titty, said the kitty, but the milk's still good.
Jeez.
That's not mine. I can't take credit for that. That'd be plagiarism.
Great serve. Kane going for the impossible splat. Conrrado
what hands?
just kind of missing his cross court
guys,
there.
That was a great serve. Kane goes deep, flat on the glass, makes a miraculous just get, and then recovers and hits the best soft hands touch. So good.
The other thing, too, even though he doesn't win that rally, I love to see the torque speed, especially late into this match here. I mean, we're at 1 hour. When's the last time we saw a Kane match? 1 hour.
It's been a while.
We're 1 hour into it. And Moscoso's torque, the MPHs on his torque when he's turning on a ball like that, misses his angle. This guy is really something special.
I think his legs are tired, though. He's missing those easy ones.
Wrong way. No. Nobody
just
home.
Clever. Very Pineda-like. Misdirection.
That's right.
We try not to give Pineda too much credit on the air, McNally. I know I didn't fill you in on that, but we
Someone's
try
got to hold it down for the best B player of all time, okay?
stay clear of,
Second best.
of the oh, no.
There you go.
He's coming up with shots that really not a lot of people have in their arsenal.
I think
That's
the more
that-
he sees Kane, it'll definitely be some better matches. There's no doubt in my mind, especially on a court where you can see better.
Right.
Sure.
This is going to be a painful one. Todd Boss says, anyone want to guess what Pineda's career record on the IRT is? Oh, boy.
Let's see. Oh,
And 150. You know me.
It's so bad. I literally think
150.
I have maybe 2 or 3 wins out of 23 total matches.
You're right. I've seen one win. It was a 5-game battle. I mean, you really had to dig deep for that one.
I think I literally only have 2 wins. I've just not
I did
performed
see
where I
one of
wanted to
those
be on
wins
the,
in Canoga
in the
Park
pro
if
division.
it was not.
Good serve
Correct.
called. 10-5. We are at match point, boys.
Like I said, as hard fought as this is, and Kane again holds him to 4-5-5.
I'm 7-28, by the way.
7.
That's right. And don't you forget it.
Great shot by Conrrado.
I think there's some serious U.S. government inflation going on in the 7. That's okay.
Buys do not count.
But then again, Mike Peters to the rescue. Pineda Peters undefeated in tournament history. That's right. Doubles. Don't do it.
One and done.
I pick my partner as well as Brandon Davis, Charlie Pratt, and Darren McNally all can attest to.
Baby Davis. Jaeger bombs.
Just had to get one more in there, huh?
Had to. I miss Brandon.
One thing about Conrrado I see is if he could develop a better drive serve too. You know, that's nothing. We haven't really seen no aces, I think, today. You know, and
But he has fooled him. He's had him off balance. I mean, some of the shots behind the back, between the legs. He's had him fooled, but yeah, you're right. Not one single ace. But you're facing Kane for the first time. You really don't know what to expect. Court, you don't know how it's going to bounce. Like I said, when he gets in a court where you can see better, I'm curious to see what would happen.
great lob.
Those are great serve. That was a wall ball serve.
That's tough.
And he, made pain Kane for it. I can't talk right now.
By the way, I got to give ups to Richard Owl. Great cookie, my friend.
A little tongue twister there.
Wait till the chocolate-covered strawberries come back.
Oh, my God.
Just give me the bacon.
Great serve by
Another good
Conrrado.
serve.
He is going to go down the
Just
line.
get-
Oh, no!
Oh! Skipped it,
ball
though.
called, but
I think it's skid. That's good. Going across. Good call.
I wanted it to be good, just because.
But he did, another great serve. Off balance. It might not be an ace, but, good setup. We don't talk to Pineda right now. He's got chocolate.
I'm having a love affair
all
right
over
now
the
with this
face.
thing. By the way, Yo Young, former national outdoor champion, is in the chat box. What's up, Yo?
nice
Ah.
shot. The second time he's done that, extending this match. You know, this is a great showing from Conrrado. I think people are going to walk away, and if you haven't heard of him before, you're going to be very impressed. It's a new name to look out for
Yeah.
sure.
Something you want to go watch. That's a good thing.
I think
Another
Pineda
good
put it
serve.
well. Like, if you're not a racquetball nerd like us, great
Wow.
shot there. Yeah, I mean, he's everywhere. 10-7, 7-10. You never know what could happen.
And I'm going to throw this out there. If you have money,
Finish
you're
chewing
investing
first.
in the IRT, WRT, LPRT, whatever have you in racquetball, you want to see it grow, invest in this guy. I wouldn't be surprised if he has 5 people, private sponsors that come up to him and say, hey, I want to see you playing more. What can I do to help you get those tournaments? Because
He's
he
running
has
all over the
nothing but
place.
deserved it.
Whoa.
Another big fist pump and scream. Kane not doing a very good job putting the ball away. I thought he had complete control of that rally.
1
I
hour,
mean, he's
8
acting like
minutes.
an average player.
1 hour, 8 minutes is this match going on.
8-10, little stir in the crowd. But you saw on the mixing
Suspect
up
serve.
Yeah, mixing it up.
Oh,
Not
nice.
there.
My favorite
Nice
shot.
try, though.
Power down the line. Let's talk about how well Alvaro played today. Hats off to Alvi, another long time top of the world player. I wonder what he would think about what he's watching right now. But, playing Sudsy, that's a lot of pressure. Hats off to Sudsy. It's a win-win,
Wow.
Everybody wanted
Racquetball
to see
won
how
today.
he would play, and it was great for racquetball. I was talking with Alvi this morning, and he was saying how excited he was to have Sudsy back in the sport, and how even Sudsy was bringing in the crowds in the early rounds just because he's Sudsy. And the style of play he has is very, exciting, entertaining. And I know a lot of people are happy that Sudsy's back in the sport. And Alvaro, out of respect today, was just really happy to see him back.
Ball match to Kane Waselenchuk. Great match. Much respect to Moscoso.
He's telling him so, yeah.
Yeah, Kane likes to have a nice little chat with his opponents at the end there.
You're going to do well, he's telling him. Keep it up.
Yeah, great match. Great, exciting match.
I'm so stoked the three of us got to do it together as well. Three minds that really work in racquetball, talking about the greatest of all time and quite possibly one of the future's best up-and-coming stars. I hope this guy we get to see more on the IRC, WRT, wherever he feels like playing.
That was a real congrats from Kane.
Well, thanks, everyone.
Like I said, he showed him a lot of respect. Big time.
Yeah. No, it's probably the hardest Kane's been pushed in a while.
Well, I'm not sure what the programming is up next. I'm going to try to take a breath in between each cookie here.
Jesus.
But I believe we're going to have some ladies action maybe coming up next. Don't go anywhere. I'm going to go hit the buffet, and I'll see you guys in a little bit. From all of us here at the IRT Network, Kelly Diesel, fill her up. Darren McNally, who fights on. Charlie Pratt holding it down for the Satan Fanatics. And myself, Brian Pineda, who can't get enough food. We'll see you guys in a little bit.